Now, the Supreme Court has adjourned hearing of the application of defunct Menzgold CEO Appiah Mensah, known popularly as NAM1, seeking to halt his criminal trial at the High Court pending the final determination of his appeal. The Court of Appeal in May unanimously dismissed NAM1's application to stay proceedings pending the determination of an appeal challenging the High Court's ruling ordering him to open his defense. NAM1 escalated the matter to the Apex Court. However, in court on Tuesday, July 8, court clerk at the Apex Court announced that the case has been adjourned to July 29. The embattled CEO and his two companies, Brew Marketing Consults and Menzgold Ghana Limited, are facing 39 counts of charges, including selling gold without a license, operating a deposit-taking business without approval, inducement to invest, defrauding by false pretenses, one that I'm sure rings a loud bell, and then fraudulent breach of trust, and money laundering. Lord Idwasari is in court for us. He is joining us via phone. Lord, a bit more on this. The hearing was not scheduled for today at all. Reason for its adjournment?
Right, Marina. So essentially, the Supreme Court, the Apex Court, was supposed to hear Appiah Mensah repeat suits. Now, this suit has to do with his application to stay proceedings, and like you indicated earlier, he first went to the appeals court after the High Court ruled that he should open his defense. Now, he filed that appeal, urging the High Court to stay proceedings until the final determination of his application is determined. And once the appeals court dismissed that, then he escalated it to the High Court. So essentially today we're supposed to hear that repeat application by NAM1, but that didn't even come on. He was in court himself. His lawyer was late, and so his lawyer was not in court at the time that the case was called. The clerk just stood up and announced that his case will not be heard, and then scheduled a date, gave a date, which is July 29, for this application to be heard by lawyers of NAM1. Now, I caught up with him and to pick his thoughts, so now we can listen to him, especially Marina, in light of the fact that you realize that in these past few days when Aguada was incarcerated, NAM1 was trending on Twitter, I should say. And so I wanted to pick his thoughts on how everything panned out for him, in addition to what happened in court today. You can take a listen.
Right.
You're expecting your appeal to be heard. It wasn't heard. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, so this wasn't the appeal.
Okay.
This was it's a repeated whatever, you know.
Okay.
So the determination that we had at the appeals court, wanted the Supreme Court to have a remedial of that, So I can just feel it. I think that's been adjourned. So we'll just go and then come back on the next business dates, to hear what the pleasures of the court are.
I mean, just this past few days, your name has come up, especially with the incarceration of Patricia Sedwa.
Let's not give credence to that. Let's not give credence to that.
Okay.
We have a case to defend, and then we are doing absolutely just that. This is the beauty of constitutionalism. The very law that brings me here, compels me to come here each and every time that I'm about to. It's the same law that gives me the right to appeal, as and when, I have to. So basically, that is it.
Okay.
So let's not give no credence to that.
All right,
Thank you
sure.
so much, my brother.
All right.